Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Welcome to Otaku Chris is Talking. This is your weekly Boku no Hero Academia manga review for chapter 135. First of all, before we get into the review, let us just say, a round of a fucking applause for My Hero Academia for literally getting one of the main spotlights at the front of the Shonen Jump magazine of this week's Shonen Jump magazine. Obviously, it had Luffy at the front for it being the 20 years of One Piece, but right next to him was our boy Deku, main man Deku, and I thought that was really fucking cool. Now, getting into the review, we actually get a character in this chapter who wasn't a real character that was designed by the mangaka of the series. It was actually a fan favorite, a fan-made character. So the character was a centipede. The one that looks like a centipede that was speaking in this chapter. It was a winning fan art creation by Ohara Tetsu. So it sounds like a fucking anime manga name. Sounds like Tetsuo. Why do I feel like I've seen this before? If you guys know where Tetsuo is from, that name Tetsuo is from, just let me know in the comment box down below, because I really wanna fucking know. Alright, so that was pretty cool. So once again, mangaka of the series really letting the audience, letting the fans partake in this series by actually making characters for this series, which I think is fucking emotional, and actually including them in the actual storyline of this, which you don't really see a lot of. We do get to see Oda do this for One Piece at the front cover, like on the main page, on the front page of this One Piece. They will have like a design that he's asked for the fans and whatnot, but to actually let the fans actually create a character and use it in a story, amazing. So yeah, so I just want to just say fucking well done for that. So Boku no Academia are doing bits. Now, the chapter pretty much starts off at night, explaining to the heroes, young, new, from Ochako and Suyu all the way to Gran Torino, exactly what's going on and what's been going on within this series. Well, not this series, but in their world, especially from between Overhaul, Shigaraki, the Villain Alliance, and the 8 Precepts of Death, exactly what's going on with the drugs as well, and why they should be more fearful and wary about what's going on their streets. Now, what I thought was really good about this chapter was the fact that we got a bit more insight about quirks and how they kind of work. Now, there's some notes about quirks, and one of them was about the plus alpha, which is added to the basic human body to which makes a quirk, which I thought, and then you have the plus, and the plus alphas are collectively called the quirk factor. Basically, what Aizawa said was that his power halts the quirk factor, but it does return. So whilst he's using his quirk, it halts the other person's quirk, where the drug that was used against Tamaki was actually, it basically stops the quirk factor from working and actually ends up damaging it. I can't even speak right now, damaging it. So basically what's really kind of next was that we find out that Tamaki, his quirk came back, but even though it's returned, there's a high chance that it could end up deteriorating over time, or just the version that he got hit with may have actually been one of the lower versions out there that's being distributed, especially as I feel like the 8 Precepts of Death, Overhaul's main mission for that moment in time wasn't really to get shit done. It was mostly to just kind of stir up some shit within the society and let people know that, look, the heroes aren't as helpful as possible, and look what can happen, we can take away their quirks. Now, when that happened, I think just enough for the hero's quirk to be removed, even if it comes back later, I feel like that's enough time, a window enough for a villain to just basically take out that hero and really cause some shit. And if that happens, then normally there's the civilians are normally like super happy that the heroes are there and are normally recording that shit. So I can definitely see all that madness just spreading like wildfire. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was also really excited to see that Kirishima actually ended up getting some spotlight. Now, obviously, we knew about the spotlight because we watched him, we read him in the past few chapters, but it was nice that 13 acknowledges Kirishima and says, look, if it wasn't for the fact of his hardening quirk, literally every other quirk it would have just taken him out. Kirishima's quirk is one of the only quirks for it to have worked. Now, even though in the anime, in the last episode, actually, in the arena or whatever it was, we see Kirishima's quirk, like, work properly for the first time, and it seems kind of dead because we see someone who has a similar quirk to him, but that's only like 2 people in the whole series. Regardless of whatever kind of quirk you have, even if you were someone like All Might, Deku, or whatever, once that literally touches your skin, that is it. Now, I don't know if it would work against invulnerability, but against someone like Kirishima, whose ability is to just basically reflect shit, boom, Kirishima's doing bits right there. So I thought that was really nice. Now this will show his value to the hero society as well as to the civilians, and especially considering that this happened one of his first ever times out on the field as a hero. So boom, shout out to Kirishima. We also find out 13 also explains about how this the drug actually ended up containing human DNAs and human traces, which is pretty kind of disturbing. When I first quickly read that, I legit thought that it was then going to be Izuku and Deku because of the fact that some of his blood was drained and taken away several arcs ago by that chick. But it wasn't. It turned out to be the DNA of the little girl that was with Overhaul when when Mirio and Deku went out on the hero prowl, whatever the fuck they do. So yeah, that's kind of messed up because this literally made Deku and Mirio feel so shit about themselves, and we actually got to see a nice little bit of characterization for both of them. Now, I expected a characterization for Deku because he's the MC. We're going to see him evolve. We're going to see him develop into the hero that we expect him to be, the hero that he hypes himself up to be. But what I was really excited to see and was actually really intrigued to actually see happen was when Togata had his level of characterization when he says, "Me, save a million, yeah, right." And then if you guys don't remember, like when he was first introduced, like he mentioned, we got to see him be so happy, so gleeful, and like kind of have that kind of all-mightness about him. Is that even a fucking thing? All-mightness about him. And yeah, like, and how he said he wanted to save a million. Now, a million was probably just the starting point, and it probably would have got higher and higher and higher. But Togata he basically acknowledges his weakness and how shitty he was, because it turns out to be that Overhaul, well, they knew this, but they didn't really know what to do. They didn't realize how bad it was. And plus, they didn't know that this girl was the one, like, that this girl would be so involved with a heroes losing their ability. If they literally just saved that girl, then they could have probably stopped the distribution of more of these drugs being produced, which is kind of messed up. Now, Deku wanted to save the chick, and obviously the right thing what they did was the right thing, which was to kind of not cause any more shit. So Deku's mindset was right, but as a hero was right, but then what they did was right, but then it kind of led to the chick leaving with Overhaul. So it's kind of like, what? Now, what made it worse was, I think Deku and Mirio realized that even if they did save her, they probably wouldn't have done much, because we find out Overhaul's ability is to dismantle and remantle things. We don't know how crazy that goes, but I don't know if you guys have seen a little thing called JoJo. Now, in the most recent JoJo, the MC of that JoJo, that's his ability to destroy and just rebuild. And like literally, he could just kind of like break things apart and put them back together again. His version of it in this series was OP. Now, if Overhaul's ability is anywhere close to that, we're fucked. The main bad guy is OP. That's it. The main bad guy's power. Not the main bad guy. Not even the main bad. The main bad guy is technically Shigaraki and One for All and and All for One. I mean, so it's interesting to see someone like Overhaul, who's not the main bad guy, who's just basically only been introduced to the series recently, have such an OP fucking power. So I'm really interested to see more about Overhaul. And now this added slight level of characterization for Overhaul without him being there. So what a great piece of writing. Now, Togata, Mirio, and Deku realize, oh fuck, even if they did save the little girl that was with Overhaul, we could have just dismantled them. That could have been it. GG for them. That could have been it. That could have literally just been it. What the actual fuck? So yeah, Deku, he ends up saying to himself, me being the greatest hero ever, what a joke. Now, I think that's really cool, considering that we've seen Deku like kind of grow and basically just take on the fact that he's going to be a hero, greatest hero ever. No matter how strong the tasks are, he will get past it. No matter how hard the ordeal is, he will resolve it. So it's kind of like, so it's interesting to see him be like, oh shit, man. Oh, what a joke. Like, how am I going to be the greatest hero ever? I can't even fucking save one chick, and here's me trying to save everyone. So I think that's a really good bit of writing. But what's even better was the fact that they never let the situation get to them, and at the end they're like, we will save that girl. And then what's called again, Night Eye, he's like, good, because that's our mission. So once again, a really good chapter of Boku no Hero Academia. This chapter didn't really focus much outside or in their world, but we did get a lot more insight into their world. So it's just a great piece of writing. Kind of reminds me of like a chapter from Hunter, where they're just sitting down kind of talking about shit and trying to figure out how shit works, and being a lot more political and world building and all that kind of stuff, and more characterization through the way they're speaking and all that. But yeah, that's my opinion. What did you guys think of this? I know I kind of waffled on about a chapter which didn't really include much, but this was one of my personal favorite chapters, just because we got to see so much info and more about their world. If you like my review, do give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comment box down below what was your favorite part of this, how you feel about this chapter, what you're expecting from next week's chapter. And yeah, so turn on your notification bells, and I hope to see you guys soon. Otaku Chris is talking. Peace.